Alright, hello and welcome to the next episode of Drone Wars. This is now episode 4. There's gonna be so much to do here. Of course, more new factions have joined in, and of course a bunch of new cool stuff is happening here. So I'm not gonna waste any time, I'm gonna go ahead and exit the game here. Episode of Drone Wars. This is now episode 4. Let me go and close this here. There's gonna be so much to do here. Sorry, I have it open over here. And get rid of the echo. Now, of course, if you want everything here to run smoothly, I'm going to go ahead and close Space Engineers here. So that way we can actually see the map as it is here. It is kind of hot today, but we're going to try to get through this before it gets any hotter. Alright, so here we have all these areas here with their designated territories and stuff. Not really a lot going on, but we're going to go through everyone's actions this week and see what exactly is going on. So up first on our list here, we're going to see what FNS is doing. So we're going to go over here to the tech tree, which currently looks like this. And let's see. Doing some upgrades here. Okay. Where did they start at? I think their starting ship is going to be over here somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and grab their information for their faction. It should be right around here somewhere. Where is it? Here's the channel. So yeah, they're starting over here. Let's see, we're gonna grab this. Okay. Trying to remember what I named the starting fleets here. Yeah, they're just starting. There we go. So there's our color. Let's go ahead and see what's going on over here. So they're having their starting ship and they're moving it to from here. They're just moving it straight down here to this area here, and they're gonna land on this area. We're gonna go ahead and do that here. So I'm going to remove this. This is now their territory. I'm going to go ahead and add that on the map here. Where is it? Now I have that. Let me see. They had a thread here somewhere. They will add soon via thread. Well, they didn't really add a thread, but that's okay. I'm guessing they're going to do that eventually. Yeah, they've done that, and let's see what else they are doing in terms of research here. Let's see, so they're doing some of this. I hope you guys are happy with the new addition I had made to your sheets. I added a level calculator on there, so you can actually estimate how much it would cost to upgrade different levels of certain things here. So if you're like, I don't know, level 3 and you want to figure out how much it costs to get to level 6, you can actually look at that. So that's actually useful. Let's see what else. We're doing a lot of these things. So one upgrade over there. Uh, Upgrading that to level 1. They're going after this here. What else is on their list? Now that they have that, they can go after gyroscopes. So let's do that. And from there, they get in the space travel to level 3, just speed running their way to getting a starting ship, I assume. And they're going to get a whole lot of research data through trading. So let's see. All right, that should be everything that they're doing. Not a lot, but they do have a starting area here now. So that's their first territory. Next we're gonna look for SYC. Let's figure out where they are. SYC is currently... Alright, just to make sure I don't lose this area here, I'm gonna go and name this. We're just gonna do this as a placeholder for now. That'll make it a little bit easier to figure out what area is which. Do I have a layer locked? It's not that one. I'm gonna go and make this a little bit bigger so it's easier to see this area here. It really does not want to be moved. I'm just gonna throw it on this box over here so it's easier to see on the map. What else is there? Okay, so we're looking for SYC. If I'm not mistaken, I think they are... They might be somewhere over here. I'll have to double check. Hmm. Yeah, so they're over here. So in terms of their actions, we're gonna go ahead and see here. Okay, so they're doing some more trading over here. They're doing some research. And they want to go and get stuff over here, so let's actually see if they have a bunch of this stuff. Let's see, so they need everything to get to that. So they need this, this, that, 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 and then they can get that. Seems good. Then it's a little messy here, but I understand what they're trying to do. So they want to research some stuff here. So let's go and see. Where is that? It's upgrading their space travel up to there. Upgrading that. Made a small mistake in saying they wanted to upgrade their weapons research if it does a one-time research, but I do understand what they're trying to do. So let's see, they wanted to upgrade something with their weapons over here, so they're getting better weapons. Where is it? This one. They want to upgrade to that. And they're also researching pistons and hinges over here. Quite a bit of things around here. That gives them a lot of tools to work with when it comes to subgrids and other things. Um, Let me look over here. So they do have that. They have some things that they wanted to register two things. I gotta go on over here. That's annoying. Of course. Let me go on over here. There we go. So now I have this, and I have to throw this on the registration thing, which will take a moment. It'll take a moment. Is it the registry? And I gotta go ahead and set this up. So they are registering a ship. And put in the information about their ship. I do appreciate that they put a image of the stats for their ship directly into their Steam page for this ship. That makes it a lot easier to do this. we go. So all those stats are put in. And that's just for the first ship. They have another one they wanted to get researched. So let's go and do that. Alright, so that one is a bit of an issue. Let me go ahead and good news is they did DM the information for this ship, so it won't take too long to get this going. It's just kind of annoying. Alright. Alright, let's see. Yeah, it's a lot of information, but I've got it all. Alright, let's see what else is on their to-do list. Okay, so they're gonna start making ships, so we're gonna go and do that right now. So we're gonna grab this. So they're making a fleet here. Let's go and take a look here. so they've got that now there, and what are they doing with that? Okay, so they actually have all three of those, and they are splitting this into multiple different fleets. So I'm gonna have to do this. It's gonna take a little while. I'm just gonna label them as so. And what are they doing with each of these? So with this one, they're moving just up here to this. Their second one is moving up to here. So that's 1, 2, 3. They can barely make it there. And their third one is just moving up 3 tiles. So 1, 2, 3 to there. Now that means that their territory is now going to expand like so. Now, of course, to make things easier, I'm going to go ahead and just throw this in here. Just so it's easier to identify them. Okay, just like that, I have all those ships in place. And I gotta go ahead and add in that they are have claimed those planets, so it's gonna take a moment. So let's see, they have Jupiter now. And they also have Europa. So you have both of those. What else are they doing? They're not quite done yet. They're making another ship. That's a lot. And they're moving it to F11, which is 1, 2, 3. They're moving it all the way over here. There we go. And that should be everything that they are doing, which is quite a bit of stuff. But hey, they at least now have their territory expanded by quite a bit here. Also, since there's nothing down here, this just expands down to there. So, plenty of territory has been obtained. Uh, let's see what else. Now we're going to the next faction, which is IGI, and I believe they are over here. They're this brown one here, and I do want to check something before I do anything else. So they have a hex code for their faction here. I just want to see if their hex code just didn't put it in properly here. It's pretty dang close to this. Nope, it's literally the same brown. Okay. Just checking. Okay, so it seems like... Interesting. So they're doing some trading here with another faction. So that's going to be interesting. They are moving upwards. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. They're going to move here, but they're not taking this planet. They're just moving towards this. They haven't gotten there yet. They are going to do some research here. And let's see what exactly they're researching. Let's see, they're doing some space travel research here. Let me go find where that is. Armor upgrades. A bit of solar. Now they're doing some research over here. Let's see. So they're throwing one research point into this, which of course gets closer to that. They're also throwing research into this over here. Where is it? Yep, just one right over there. And from here, they're actually going to research this capacitors, which is going to be interesting. Let's just go ahead and throw one research into there. As far as I can see, that gives them a whole lot more options around here, but let's see, they don't have... Where is it? They don't have flamethrowers, so they won't find out what's over here. Following this way, they don't have this over here because they don't have flamethrowers, so they won't find out what's over here. But with capacitors, they do have the ability to see what's over here. So now in the tech tree, it reveals that it's armor-piercing mass drivers, armor-piercing railguns, and armor-piercing coil guns all here. And also, they now have access going down this way, which means that now they can see here. Energy weapons, and this actually branches out twice, so we're also going to have particle accelerators here. So quite a few different things have been revealed on the tree here. Is there anything else they're doing? Nope, that was just it, just research. But that's definitely interesting, seeing that there's some new research paths here that people can look after. I think some people were interested in looking for railguns, but at least now they can see where they are on the tree over there. Now let's see, what's next? The next faction here is KLC. So they're going to be doing their research. Interesting. So they're doing some more stuff around here. This will take a moment. Okay, and that's gonna reveal more stuff on the Discord here, which will take a moment. Where is it? Planet research. It's gonna take a moment. Where is it? There it is. All the planets from season 3, and I gotta go find this one. Okay, I got pings. Go. I dropped the details for Pertium on the planetary research tab. Okay, what else are they doing here? Doing more research. This time going into their weapons here. Yep, they don't even have enough research for that. They can get it up to level 4, which is close. They didn't put in a link for their ship. However, from what I can see, they are building a shipyard. Let's go and set that up. They didn't specify where they are building their shipyard. But I'm just gonna assume they're building it like here, I guess. They just said to build a shipyard, so we're gonna throw that there. They didn't have a link for their ship. Let me look around to see if they sent it through DMs anywhere. They did. The problem is they didn't put any information about the ship. Oh, they're building the shipyard, so I'm gonna go and do that. So that's enough with that there. Alright, they actually say put all of the commodities to research points, so they might actually have enough. Hold on. Guess it'll take a moment. Just to run everything they've got over there, which should allow them to have enough to get this going. Alright, so they can probably deal with that tomorrow. Doesn't look like they'll be able to register that, but at least they have a shipyard up. Alright, up next we have UNE, which is currently located over here. What are they doing this week? A lot. So let's see here. So right off the bat, they are doing a whole lot of research. Let's see what happens here. So solar power, they're getting that. Program blocks over there. That's gonna be a lot of stuff there. So they're gonna need sensors, timers, event controls, intership communication. Then they can get program scripting. So that's all that. So they got program blocks. They wanted the max level sensors, which is level 10 up there. Let's see if they have enough research for that. Nope, nowhere near enough. They can upgrade to level 4. They want armor piercing cannons, so yeah, they're going to be going in this direction here. So to get there, where are they at? They have Gatling guns, they need to research armor penetration, so we get that. Then they want armor-piercing cannons, level 1, so we'll get the level 1 for them. So that's going to unlock what's back here, which is going to be armor-piercing autocannons. And of course, having armor-piercing cannons in the first place also means that they're actually going to uh, see what the options are over here. So it's going to be here. So their first cannon they could try again, it'll be at level 7. But right now they only have research at level 1. That's going to take a while to get. Let's see. They also want to research ion engine. I assume they want to have their first ion thrusters, so to get the small ion thrusters, I'll have to get that to level 3. I don't know if I'll have enough for this. Where is it? Space travel. Well, to get there, they have to research a whole bunch of stuff. They're at movement, they need mechanics. Check. They need rotors. Check. Look, I need gyroscopes. Check. And space travel, will they have enough for this? 3? Nope. They can get to level 2 for now. So there's that. They tried, but at least they have gyroscopes. They want the custom turret controller, which is over here. So that'll be just level 1 up here, so they actually got it. Yoink. What else? They want wheels. So looking over here, the first wheel they can get from ground vehicles will be the 1x1 wheels. So let's go ahead and see that. Ground vehicles, level 1. Yep, so now they have 1x1 wheels. Let's see, they want a hydrogen tank. Thing is, a hydrogen tank, level 10 doesn't even give you a hydrogen tank, and they are all out of research, it seems. Yeah, they don't have any research. Let's see what else is on here. Explosive cannons. Nope, they don't even know where that is in the tree yet. Gatling gun. Nope, we don't know. Well, we have Gatling guns here, but they don't have any research. Pistons, hinge, rotors. We don't have rotors. Pistons and hinges I can't because they don't have any research. Hydrogen storage and reactors, they don't have any more research left over. Their research is at 0 currently. That's gonna be a bit interesting. We gotta figure out ways to gain more research. Next faction, UASA. What are they doing this week? They're gonna buy a whole bunch of research data here. They're completely out of that resource. That's okay. So now they have more research data. Everyone's going for the level 5 Gatlings. It seems it's a good option. You can at least have something to defend yourself with that. So trying to remember, people got the level 1 shotguns. Or yes, they did. Just checking. So yeah, they have that. They want to build a shipyard. Where are they building this? They're building it on H3. So basically here, they're building a shipyard here. Just level 1. So that's going to use up one of their operations. They want to get their Pioneer 1, this one, back to this shipyard here. And they're going to scrap it. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me check something real quick. So they're going to be removing this one here. They're Pioneer one, so it's removing that. There, they're removing that. Okay, then they're moving this one here to here. And I assume they're doing the same thing. Yep, they're removing it. Okay, what else? And they're moving this one here. Where are they moving this one? They're moving it down here, and they're gonna do the same exact thing, right? Yes, they're removing that. They're just scrapping all of their ship designs here. There's that. And they want to remove that ship from their registration entirely, so we're gonna go ahead and remove that. There we go. Alright, let's see what the next actions over here are gonna be. So it removes that from the registry, and now they're gonna register a new blueprint. Alright, let's see here. So this new ship is gonna be interesting. They call it a destroyer, so let's see. What are its stats like? Okay. Check. So now they have that new ship on their registration there. And what they're going to do is they're actually going to build one here. Okay, so let's see. Are they moving this ship? They're moving it where? Up to here. Cool, so now that that's there, what else are they doing? They are building two more of them here. Ah, boy. But yeah, now that they've built those, they are then going to move. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. So this one here, they're actually moving it across this way to 1, 2, 3. So they're moving it to here. You know, it would make more sense if they kind of just had these the same fleet, but I guess they're keeping them as separate fleets for now. Actually, no, they are actually part of the same fleet. Yeah, it's really confusing. That's very confusing. Okay, so that's working. Okay, and nope, they're just doing more of this. Okay, shenanigans. Oh boy, that's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I noticed. Okay, so that's that. All this built up here. What's the next faction doing? Something weird happened? Interesting. Why is there an error there? I'm gonna try to figure out what happened here. Okay. Something here broke. I want to see what exactly happened. Control V. Oh, that's why. They renamed stuff. There we go. That fixes that. So what they are doing over here is interesting. They are going to be moving here. Nice. So there they are. And to make things interesting, I'm going to go grab their, where is it? Their faction tag here, which should be this one. That's a big faction image. We're gonna grab this, and we're just gonna, like, eat this here for now. Oh, good. So now that is their home planet there. I'm gonna mark that. And they're gonna be doing some research around here. Just a bit. Okay, so jumping that way, what's next? Okay, so they are doing some things around here. So let's do that. And I have to go over here, and this one, it will be this one. I gotta grab the other sheet. This one. And I have to go back to the planet research because they got an upgrade. There we go. So now that's in place. course, more research. There we go. And they're also registering a ship, which is going to be interesting. Did they put the information for this ship anywhere? I'm gonna go check. If they've sent me through DMs, because that usually happens. Here it is. Okay, so that makes that functioning. Cool, so now they have a ship registered. What else? Yeah, that should work. They've got all that going. And they finally established themselves on the map, which is nice. Next faction, DRF, which still haven't done anything. Up next we have FRM. They've got quite a few things here. FRM is... So they are just starting out here. They're a new faction, I'm pretty sure. So let me go and find them here. New factions, and they are gonna be... Where are they at? Cool. So they are gonna start out over here. And I need to go ahead and find the hex code for their there we go. Got the hex code. It's gonna be this. It doesn't paste. Okay, 8. It's gonna be that. Apparently. Apparently that's the color. And yeah, so they're taking their starter ship and they're moving it straight over here to take this area. Yep. Okay, so immediately they start out there. Uh, I think they're a little bit confused here because they're using some operations to upgrade some stuff on the plant, but they mentioned they're also upgrading things on the plant they don't have. So we're gonna go ahead and look here. So they're gonna be upgrading that. But yeah, with that, we need to go and get the it's gonna be complicated. I gotta go and get the information for their planet since they put two things of research into here. I don't think they made a flag for their place just about yet. So I do this. Let me look through their thread to see if they made anything. There we go. Nope, they didn't really make a flag, so we're gonna stick with that. Uh, yeah, there's a lot here. That didn't seem right. No, apparently that's correct. That's weird. I don't know why it's like that though. Hold on. I'm guessing it was just a bit of confusion from there. Okay. Yep, that all works out. Okay. Because he upgraded that to level 2, he gets the other stats here. There we go. Also the details for that planet. Not the greatest place, but it's something at least. Okay, so we have that. Again, a whole lot of research data right off the bat with our first action starting out. Okay, so they're immediately getting a shipyard, which actually it's not a bad idea. So you're getting a level 1 shipyard there. And then they're immediately doing their first upgrades over here as well. Okay, just turn the stats here. They did put in like everything in there, which is kind of interesting. That's a whole lot of research. I just see a massive line of just text going all the way across the screen. Alright, let's see. Interesting. I mean, you don't have to put in the exact costs of everything here, considering that it's like automatically done. But let's see. So they basically researched that entire branch of the little one, like the whole thing over there. What else? It's so much it doesn't even fit on the page. That's actually really funny. Okay, let's see. I have to click on this and then like click down to see everything here. That is a lot of research. Again, it's their first action, so it makes sense. I think I got everything. That's a lot. But at least now they have the option to use all those. Let's see. Okay, so something interesting here as far as I can tell. Let me check this. Alright. So okay, so that's that as far as I can tell. They attempted to register a ship, but they didn't give you the information I actually needed to register it properly. That's that. And then the last faction I gotta go over is USA. That's gonna be interesting. So from what I can tell, USA, they are moving their fleet here. Oh, they're moving it here, so that's one, two, three. They're moving it here, apparently. And that's about it for this entire turn, it seems. So, just a review what happened here. There's a lot that happened. I guess we're gonna look at Inner Soul here. Like, two new factions have popped up, FNS and FRM. They've got their regions here. None of them have any ships. No one here has any ships yet. But over here, we can see that this faction here, UASA, they have expanded quite aggressively now. They've completely skipped Titan and are moving a fleet over here to invade in this area, so that's going to be a bit sketchy. Over here, we can see that KLC hasn't really done anything just right other than building that shipyard. Um, Once they actually get their first ship up and running, their territory will expand out to the corner. Um, so there's that. SYC has expanded from this little moon, and they now have this whole entire corner to themselves, which is impressive. They've got a lot. Over here in the Marathi system, you can see that one faction decided to settle down, and these two factions are now moving upwards, up this way. I don't know if they're moving to the next system or not. And a whole lot of new research has been revealed. At least some. There's a whole lot of research that's been done here. Going over here, it is interesting to see that now we have these three options revealed. So players can now like start researching that if they get everything that's needed to get there. Looking around here. What else? Right over here. Now people have researched the vanilla interior turret now, which means that now we can see here what the next level of turret will be for Gatling guns. So that's interesting to see. We now have armor-piercing cannons unlocked here, which means that people can slowly start to upgrade towards getting their first cannons here if they want to go that way. Going over here. Yeah, going looking at the shotguns. No one's really been putting research into this. So that's interesting to see. Yeah, I guess that's about it for this episode. There's quite a few new factions here, and I look forward to seeing how things turn out. Um, the earliest battles could technically happen next week, but we don't exactly know what's going to happen. It's up to the players to decide what is going to happen throughout the week. Um, Without further ado, I guess that's about it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I'll go ahead and add the new operations for the upcoming week, and I'll update the Discord with all the information. Anyone that's new here or is interested in seeing how things work on the Discord side of things, there will be a link in the description of the video for the Discord itself, so then you guys can actually join in and watch from there. That's about it. Alright, take care. Everyone have a great day.